John Boyega, what are you talking about?
Shenanigans!
What are you doing?
I'm declaring shenanigans on you.
I don't want to get into politics on this channel, but this hate merchant crap
Really pisses me off to no end.
I'm gonna start with, on the face of this, John, you're really giving off J-Law vibes. Remember when she said she was the first female action hero? Do you know how many women she threw under the bus just to make herself look like some kind of groundbreaking hero that she's not? A lot. She threw a lot of women under the bus. Linda Hamilton, Sigourney Weaver, Carrie Ann Moss, Angela Mao, Pam Grier, Michelle Yeoh, and that's just to name a few. John, your comments, like Jennifer's, reflect a profound ignorance of the industry that has made you rich and famous.
Let me break it down for you so you understand. I'll hold your hand like a small child.
You're being one of two things here, John. You're either another horrible wealthy person happy to do your part in keeping people divided, because when people unite for things they want like universal health care, police reform, or expanded labor laws, that doesn't maximize shareholder value. And that's what the wealthy are primarily concerned with.
But since the 1980s, there was a dramatic shift known as shareholder value maximization that said the only priority was extracting as much money as possible from companies to shareholders.
It's all about the shareholders.
But we will do what maximizes shareholder value.
Or you're a dupe. You're another Rachel Zegler who thinks they're fighting the system while working for major corporations who are, by and large, the architects of and beneficiaries to said system.
It's so weird. Weird.
And the amount of black men John's throwing under the bus? Wow. We'll need several buses just to get them to this hypothetical vehicular accident. Where to start? I want to start chronologically, honoring the real pioneers and trailblazers, like Paul Robeson, Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, Woody Strode. But this is America. Well, not where you are, John, but where I am, and where Hollywood is. And we all know that the only thing that counts in America is money. And for Hollywood, that's box office,
Baby.
So we gotta start with Will Smith, king of them all, and I mean them all. A record-setting run of 12 consecutive years with a summer blockbuster, making over $100 million in unadjusted dollars. Back when America was even more whiter than it is today, the audience was shelling out beaucoup bucks to see this guy kick ass.
Welcome to Earth.
Now, I'm not going to go over every actor's career on this list I got here. It would take too long, and you can Google them for yourselves.
Yo, let's do this.
Wesley Snipes, Billy D. Williams, Samuel L. Jackson, Ice-T, Denzel Washington, Tony Todd, Michael Dorn, Jim Kelly, Ken Faree, Dwayne Jones, Richard Roundtree, Anthony Mackie, Mahershala Ali, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, Chris Tucker, Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, Woody Strode, Paul Robeson, Ice Cube, Kevin Hart, Richard Pryor, Jim Brown, Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Terrence Howard, Cuba Gooding Jr., Brian A. White, David Oyelowo, 50 Cent, Idris Elba, Rock, Charles Dutton, and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Ving Rhames, Mario Van Peebles, Don Cheadle, Danny Glover, Lawrence Fishburne, Carl Weathers, Fred Williamson, Martin Lawrence, Bernie Casey, Michael J. White, Forrest Whitaker, Mekhi Phifer, Lorenz Tate, Bokeem Woodbine, Louis Gossett Jr., Common, LL Cool J. Okay, I'm over 50 now and there's still more to list. Boyega probably did this at the behest of his management team to try to get him work, since it doesn't seem like his career is taking off right now. Maybe take some lower budget work, some interesting indie films, like How You Got Started, build your brand back up. Then again, this kind of stunt probably did what was intended. It put him in the news. His name's on everyone's lips. It made him go viral. Unfortunately, it plays into a culture war that is tearing America and his home country, the UK, apart. And for taking part in that, history is not going to judge you kindly. I don't believe he's being sincere. I think he's doing what many are doing, like Miss Zegler. They are prisoners of the moment and taking part in what is fashionable, what is trendy. And I get it. We all want to feel like the hero. We all want to see ourselves as fighting the good fight against tyranny and injustice. But doing real work takes more than just tweeting at people or slamming a fan base that, if anything, over the decades has been receptive to diverse characters. John's comments sound like they're coming from someone who needs attention, not someone looking to help improve people's lives. John, do yourself a favor and learn a little bit about the industry that has been good to you. You don't need to know all the names I've mentioned, but you damn well better learn who Paul Robeson, Woody Strode, Harry Belafonte, and Sidney Poitier are. I suggest starting with them, especially Paul Robeson, if you fancy yourself as someone fighting injustice. He was a leading advocate for workers' rights, back when we really didn't have any. And he said that the more he understood his own history as an African American, the more connection he felt with white workers and workers from different backgrounds. You want to use your platform? Why don't you talk about universal health care? Do you know who that would disproportionately benefit? Non-white people. Oh, but you're from the UK and you get free health care. So why bother? People are fetishizing racism so much that they're incorporating it into their identity. To such an extent, it seems, they've lost touch with reality and secretly want a race war. This is dangerous and it needs to stop. You're in the upper class now, John. Don't try to hide from that by throwing the audience, and a lot of people who came before you, under the bus. Thanks for clicking in.
I've had to learn that people aren't just good or just bad, but people are many things.